ball is in the air, and the NFL season is in full swing, and we're underway here in Week 4. And here comes a return from the middle of... And look at this. Right away, a loose football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And he'll bring it back to about the 5-yard line. Well, it's hard enough to play on the road in this league as it is, but to start on the road with a fumble on the opening kickoff, just not the precedent you obviously want to set.
Not at all, and now it's just words because they've talked about it all week. From the time they start game planning for this one, remember, going into hostile territory, we have to set the tone right in the beginning, and they do the exact opposite.
He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play at 2nd down. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. Now Watson going to sneak it, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Deshaun Watson, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Browns need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run it. This is James Robinson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
From just shy of midfield, Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. So now after the sack of Lawrence, now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He finds Corey Davis. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Brown line. Now Lawrence to throw. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Excellent defensive effort to get to him and provide a little contact before the catch could be made cleanly.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Well, every point certainly counts at this stage of the game. But after driving so far, you absolutely know they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Etienne up the middle. And he's not going to sniff the first down here. He stopped at the 25. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. This from 42 yards out. And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3.
So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The Browns drive about to get started.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series.
And a loose football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover.
On the move past the 40. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Devon Hamilton, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I'm going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help the sit.
Under pressure, and they got to him again.
Devon Hamilton.
Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Andre Cisco. And the Jags are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line.
Well, Brandon, there's no question who they're going to look to on 3rd and long, but you can bet this defense knows that as well, so they've got him blanketed downfield. And this ball winds up being intercepted.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And just 1 tick to go, so this will obviously be the final play of this first quarter. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Lawrence. They'll roll him out right.
They'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 49-yard line.
A shotgun snap and again to ETN.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here's Lawrence to throw. Over the middle, into the hands of Michael Thomas. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 29-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. It's caught by Hooper. Touchdown! Austin Hooper, his first touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars have moved out in front. Now the try here for the point after. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. From the 6. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Man open. That's Anthony Schwartz. He's at the 40. The 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Anthony Schwartz, 91 yards. And the Browns are able to move back in front. They had just given up the lead, and they get it right back.
Yeah, how about that? Answered quickly. Get right back to it. And look, long drives have their place. We know that. They can wear teams down. But when you hit them with big plays like that, that can really be a shock to them. A big-time one.
Yeah, one play, but now your defense is probably saying, man, we could have used a little more rest over here. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same. The game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Now Lawrence. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Lawrence. And that will be incomplete.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Taken from just outside the 30. So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. Here's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good pickup there, a 22.
That's a pretty throw right there. That ball's in the air a long time, but it's right on the money on the right sideline. A really good route. Moving the defenders towards the middle of the field before breaking to the sideline. What a completion there. Big-time arm strength. Very nice route.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. The Browns had 0-3 here to begin the campaign, and you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd and 7, Watson. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. And they'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield, but as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Lawrence now off the bootleg. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. In for the sack, Myles Garrett. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
How about this defense that came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded just inside the 20. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3, but in your mind, You put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Browns. Deshaun Watson with his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And the Browns will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now.
York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. It's J.O.K. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah in there for the sack.
To try again after the sack.
Lawrence. That'll be caught. It's Toney.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Browns are going to get the second half kickoff, and they've got this lead as well as we are back and underway. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner.
Yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Watson's throw taken in by Cooper here.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shot.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a second down and 12. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but yeah, from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. An excellent gain, 35 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They'll run with Chubb. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. The lone man in the backfield here is Chubb on second and goal. They'll give it to him again. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Nick Chubb. He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list. And the Browns take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by York is up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. This will be brought out from the... And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they'll be inside the red zone with the ball at the 16-yard line. On 1st and 10, Watson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Third quarter action. Appreciate you joining us from Cleveland, Ohio. 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And the Jaguars are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the third quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
On 2nd and 7, Lawrence. That one complete downfield to Kirk. Touchdown, Jaguars. Christian Kirk, 77 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Watson. Wide open receiver, complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 36 yards on the play.
The timing was absolutely true as he caught it working across the field. Plenty of space for him to roam, but notice how he keeps his head on a swivel looking for defenders who may crop up out of nowhere. That turned into a big play.
Watson gets this one to Cooper, and they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson got an open man at Schwartz. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 21. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
They'll run with Hunt on 2nd down. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. On first down, they go right back to Hunt. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Kareem Hunt, his first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Browns are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by York is up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. York ready, and here we go as he sends this one away. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Lawrence will throw. And one more time, here's Kirk. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
But we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants his lead to stay right where it is.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and that will bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you
noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Lawrence going to throw again.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Here we go. Got to have it. Lawrence.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Browns are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, I guess an interception at this point on fourth down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there, and he winds up giving the ball away.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Throwing on third down, Watson. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Deshaun Watson, so multi-dimensional, able to scramble for the first.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Now a first down throw, Watson. He's going to air one out. He's got a man, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Still 9 remaining on second down.
Back to the ground. This time it's Chubb. They lost 4 there, and it's third down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24.
Watson will step away, and out comes Cade York to handle this fourth down field goal try for the Browns.
From the left hash, this will be a 41-yarder.
York able to send this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. That would almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Now this throw caught left side. He's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one good for 26 and a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there, it's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player in the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. And, that would get a wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
The Jaguars on third down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Looking for Thomas, but that's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. 30, 10, 5. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Browns defense has a touchdown.
York now for the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence.
Picked by Ronnie Harrison.
And the Browns are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
A run there on first down and a pretty good one of 5 yards, so make it 2nd and 5.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And Chubb try the middle here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw it for a loss.
And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the first down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
Cade York on now for the field goal.
He hit his first, this one from 38.
York able to send this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover, started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. Goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked.